and you can't use them on as many
I know.
platforms.
I'm just gonna make
so
sure I don't. I need to know.
You need to censor yourself,
Right.
especially.
All right, y'all. D-Wall on the tube, back in the building. I'm here with Jonathan Machen today, aka Prophet. How you doing?
Pretty good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Ready for this interview. It was a long time in the making.
Absolutely.
So before we get started, let me tell y'all about Diamonds in the Dirt, the documentary on Baton Rouge hip hop and rap for 35 years now. It's Diamonds in the Dirt. Search that or search Diamonds in the Dirt recap on Amazon Prime or Tubi, and it will pull up and you can watch. Tubi's free. So also check us out online, teambrmc.com, DeTranemusic.com, brmctv.com, and DWall on detube.com. All right. John, briefly introduce yourself. Give us a little information on who Jonathan Machen is.
I'm a father of 5. My husband. I got my wife here with me, even though she's not in the camera. I've been making music since I was 13 years old. I like to make real life music. I don't believe in my cars, the rims,
Money, clothes,
yeah,
parties, and
chains
hoes.
in their mouths,
Yeah.
and like talking about ops and shooting people, and just
Right.
I don't like all that negative energy with it. So I made sure to set myself apart whenever I write music. It's real life music.
That's what's up. We call you Prophet, but how did Prophet come to be Prophet?
Basically, from a few of my friends growing up that I made music with, you were actually there at one of the events that happened. We were recording outside, if you remember, with a stick mic and a laptop.
Oh yeah.
At Matt's place.
Right.
And they had 2 decks of cards, and they mixed them all up and everything. And I was like, man, I bet you anything I can grab a card and I know what it is before I pick it up. They're like, oh, whatever. And I bet 2 packs of cigarettes, right?
Yeah.
So they're all, whatever, you ain't gonna be able to do it, I walk up, man, I said, Jack of Diamonds. And I picked it up, boom, Jack of Diamonds. So it used to be JD Prophet.
Right.
So that's where the JD came from, and Prophet.
I didn't know that.
And Prophet was because I've always wanted to be a preacher.
Right.
And that's something I haven't shared. I always wanted to preach, but I always had that, I don't know, what's the word for it? That, I didn't want to mess up somebody else's path by not knowing the word completely. So
right.
I never progressed to start preaching.
That's a good way to put it.
Little did I know that by making music and the stuff that I am, I'm still doing God's work. So
right.
that's the beauty in it, because if you listen to some of my songs, my recent songs especially, they have a deep meaning, for people who've gone through stuff, lost someone.
Yeah, I feel the same way when I write. It's like I want somebody who can listen to it, can benefit, maybe going through the same thing, and what I say can help them get through the struggle.
Absolutely.
And not many artists do that nowadays. As he made reference to, it's about the money, cars, clothes, and hoes, as they say. But when you were younger, what was your overall inspiration? You said around age 12, 13, you got into music, but what happened and what made you want to become a recording artist?
Oh, well, I used to listen to a lot of techno, a lot of trance music, Paul Oakenfold, Paul Van Dyke, a few different artists, and it wasn't until Eminem came out and I realized that you could put lyrics and it was okay. It was a white guy and it was okay, because this was like, he was the first one. He opened the doors, like Pandora's box.
First one and the best one.
Right. And so I was writing poetry at the time, listening to techno music, and I would walk outside. I know it sounds crazy, but I love the beats. I love the melodies. And so that's what got me, was Eminem when he first came out, and I was writing poetry, and then I realized I could put it to
so it's just one thing to another
another. Kind of.
Yeah. And all right, I've been following you for about 20 years now, you know, since at least '05 for sure. And you've had some really good hits. You had Just Got Paid, Love, Passion, Music,
Hmm.
Million Gone,
Hmm.
and you also had Street Lights. That was on the Manifesto 1 album from me.
Yeah, that was City Lights.
Yeah, City Lights.
Yeah.
That's what I thought I said.
You said Street Lights. Same thing.
Oh.
You know, but
It's just
to
City
be,
right here.
just to be accurate.
Right, but what kept you going through, you know, all these singles? Did you ever release the album?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't remember one. So
I was told a long time ago
yeah,
by a very wise man that it makes no sense to release that much work whenever you don't have that large of a following yet, that
right,
large of a fan base. People don't really know you that much, and it's a waste because a major label, I don't know if you know it or not, even a micro label, they won't touch it if it's a song that you release on social media.
right.
So if it's something that you've already released, unless it's just a banger, they want all the rights. So they want to be the first to drop it. So a lot of the times people mess up because, you know, like my mentor right now, I won't say no names, but
Right.
he's worked with tons of major label artists. And his biggest problem is when he works with these new and up and coming artists, he says, look, don't share anything. I know you want to. I know this is amazing and you're excited,
Yeah.
but don't share it. You will mess this up. And these people literally go and share it and screw up hundreds of thousands of dollar deals.
That's what happens when your music's that good.
And you get blackballed because the
Yeah.
label's like, whoa, you know, we can't make money off this guy, you know?
Yeah, and you know, you've always had a good sound to your music. You know, like I let people hear your music over the years, and they're like, "That's different." You know, he has a professional voice. I was told that yesterday by somebody,
Oh, nice.
by my friend Lewis. He checked out the 3 songs you put out, or one of them. I forgot which it was, but he said you have a real professional sounding voice because it's not what you expect from Baton Rouge, judging by the history of Baton Rouge or the history of Central.
Yeah.
You know, it's on a whole nother level than that. And that leads me to my question. How did all the work feel that you put in over the years, and basically now you're in your prime? Like, how does that feel to know everything or some things worked out?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm in my prime. I'd say that I'm just opening the door. I'm just getting my foot in that door. And unfortunately, in this industry, it is incredibly hard to get your foot through that door. And I hate that, you know, getting good music out there and all of the hustlers you run into, all the scams, oh, I'll manage you, but you got to pay me X amount of dollars every month. Oh, that's my favorite. I'm like, oh, yeah, scam. So navigating your way to a point where you can relax and actually just focus on your music and shows, that's where I'm happy I'm getting into now, you know, and I still offer free collaborations. Um, I'm all about spreading the message, spreading good music, working with good people. So
That's what's up.
I think we recently did a song.
Yeah, we did a song called "I Got Plans." It's me, Jonathan Machen, Prophet, this dude right here.
Yeah.
And it should be it should be on all platforms, but it's definitely on YouTube, Spotify.
Yeah.
So just look up DeTrane, DeTrane, and look up Jonathan Machen, and you'll find some good music. Speaking of good music, what are you working on like right now, recently, in the future? You know, what's
I'm working on a country EP, believe it or not.
nice?
I just released the song "Long Night,"
Yes.
and the song itself is about my wife's grandpa. He was a World War II vet. He suffered from Alzheimer's. Unfortunately, he passed away.
Right.
I was his primary caregiver for about 2 years. And so my connection, my bond with this great man was so strong that whenever he left this earth, it rocked my world.
Right.
You know, and I quit making music for
I
about
remember that.
5 or 6 months. I wasn't even myself, man. I didn't even want to go outside. I didn't
You
want
didn't
to talk to anybody.
Yeah, you know.
Because whenever I'm going through emotional stuff, my whole life I've always become a recluse. I don't seek out other people to heal. I heal myself. And then once I'm healed, then I bring myself back in good company.
Right. And,
You know?
you know, that was the good video. If you haven't seen it, look up, how's it listed on YouTube? Jonathan Machen, aka Prophet Long Night.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, look that up, and you'll be able to find the video. The video is really good. It's not your typical video. This one might make you cry.
And I shot it all myself.
Right. Directed and shot by Jonathan Machen. And speaking of good people, you know, like your grandfather and the other people, I know you have a small circle.
Yeah.
But as far as music and inspiration, who shout out some of your people that have helped you recently or who've always been there for you? Just, you know, give a little credit. But
I'm going to say you are definitely one of those people. You know, we've always had a great friendship.
appreciate that.
Even though time may pass, that bond never does.
Right.
You know, the love for the music. And that's why I'm going to make sure that any future music I have, I'm going to give you the exclusive to release it first. Just like we did back in the day, the
Yeah.
Baton Rouge Music Company exclusive.
Oh man, that was classic. And we were talking about the song with Pawpaw and how you did the video for it. I was on YouTube, and is it pronounced Refuge?
Yeah.
Okay. The Refuge video and the Daydreaming video. Let me blow your mind for a second here. Do you remember the song you did called Dreaming? Dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to that the other
Dream
night.
again.
Yeah, that's a classic. But anyway, Daydreaming was shot by Joe Mexican. Had No Limit Gangsta in it.
Yeah.
And I saw Refuge too. How are you nailing these locations for the video? It's insane. It's not like you're on the streets of Baton Rouge. It's like you're on cloud nine.
Right.
You know, how are you pulling this off?
Well, I'm going to leave that to the great production team. You know, Joe Mexican, Matt Keith with Leverage Films. The guys are very professional. It was an honor to work with them. We also had a couple models we had hired. Allison, Marshall, and Amanda. I think she changed her last name. Perez, I think is her new name. They did great. We had one scene that we shot in Texas. It was gorgeous.
It looked like it.
Yeah. So, but it was awesome, man. You know, it was wonderful working with them. They're a great team.
How was it working with Joe and Matt?
Oh, it was great. You know, it was a seamless process. You know, I'm definitely going to be working with them in the future again on some stuff.
Do you have any video ideas coming up for the future?
Yeah, I have a song that I wrote called Survival. And actually, I spoke with Joe Mexican and I spoke with Matt Keith about trying to do a video for it. So I'm not sure when I'm going to record it because it's really pressing right now for what I have going on in the background that I get this country EP done first.
Right.
So that's at the forefront of my next project to complete.
That's what's up right there. Oh boy. Can you shout out all your platforms for me? Like,
Yeah,
how do people find your music on Spotify, Apple Music? Just what do they search for?
You can just type in, let's see, Instagram is going to be at Daydreamer Prophet. Facebook at Daydreamer Prophet. YouTube is going to be Prophet 5623, I believe. But you can just type in on anything, honestly. Jonathan Machen, aka Prophet. And we have Long Night, No Colors, Refuge, Daydreaming. And that's it for right now, I believe.
Yeah, Long Night. So, well, to me, it's hard work and dedication pays off. You know, we've had our ups, we've had our downs. You know, it's basically we just kept fighting.
Absolutely.
And, you know, God had a big part in all of our process and stuff like that. But is there anything you want to say to the youth, to the kids about, let's separate it. Tell the kids something, or the young, it doesn't even have to be kids, it could be anybody.
Yeah.
Tell them about what you feel advice for on life, and then advice on music if you're just a beginning artist.
Yeah. I would say be yourself, to the youth. Be yourself. Don't worry about trying to fit in, join the crowd, none of that. It is more important to be a leader than it is to be a follower.
Right.
It is more important to have your own thoughts and make your own decisions guided by those entrusted to you by God to help you make decisions.
Right.
So I think, be true to yourself always. And if you're starting out in music, I would say get used to hearing no. Because I've heard no, and I know you've probably heard no.
I've heard no so much. I
At
thought
least
that was my name.
100,000 times.
Right.
Yeah.
No. but you know, when people tell you no, that's more power to go on and do it and get it done. They're like, you're not gonna make it. They told me that in high school, and you know what? I kept working, and I kind of did okay. So.
Yeah.
But we're closing out on this interview. I had literally 11 pages of notes here, and I want to know, what is your ultimate goal as an artist and as a human being, like a man. What are your two ultimate goals?
My ultimate goals at the let's see. I would say first and foremost a better life for my family. I want my kids to not have to worry about anything when they grow up. I want them to have a nice building block to start with.
Right, a good foundation.
I want to make sure that anything I do is great for them to hear, great for them to be around. If I can't create a positive atmosphere, I don't want any part of it.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that I've pulled myself out of for that reason, because I need strictly positive vibes, strictly good vibes. I'm in my own lane. I'm not worried about your lane. I'm not trying to pass you up.
Just stay
I
out
don't have
of
a
my
blinker
lane.
on. I'm not gonna maneuver your ass into a wall. Pardon my mouth.
Right.
I want everybody to be successful. So I say another goal of mine would be to be successful enough in this music that I'm changing people's lives for the better.
Right.
That I'm an impact not only in my own hometown but in society itself.
Yeah.
So that my name becomes a household name. My music becomes household music.
Right. Yeah.
I've been told in a recent interview that I'm a genre busting artist. I believe that you shouldn't limit yourself.
No.
So I would say one of my ultimate goals as well is to have a number one on the chart hit for every genre across the board.
Right.
I want to be the first to do that.
I had the OG tell me one time, he was like, Train, there's a million ways to hustle, don't just pick one.
That's right. Even music, it's not the only thing I'm doing. And I had I'm in this competition right now for Odyssey is putting it on. And I'm currently sitting in 4th place in the group. And this thing started out with hundreds of thousands of artists all around. And we're all competing for a chance to perform in New York. You get $10,000, you get a week of radio play, you get a sit down with A&Rs, major record labels, you can get a production deal. There's all kinds of stuff that they offer.
A lot of benefits.
Yeah, it's wonderful. But the biggest thing I love about it is it's for suicide prevention.
Nice.
So anyone who votes, whether it's a free vote or you're paying to vote, you're raising money for a good cause. Because everybody deserves a second chance, I believe, at life.
Right. And like if you're given that second chance, you got to make the most of it. I just did this song where I think the start of the first verse is about how God gave me that second chance with the car wreck.
Yeah.
But I flipped and went right back to drugs. It's like I said, am I spitting in his face? Because I'm misusing that blessing.
Right.
So I totally feel you. Have you seen? Have you read Dope Smack yet from Joe Mexican?
No, I've been following it from the very beginning.
Okay, I'm not going to.
And I donated some money when they were in the startup campaign.
Yeah.
And I'm actually still waiting on my magazine, Joe. I haven't got it yet. But that's all right.
Yeah.
Well, look, I just got it, Joe. Never mind, Joe. You're doing great, man. You must have known I was coming.
Yeah, I had to hook them up their autograph too. So.
But yeah, I love the positive message behind it, and the storyline. I know I've watched a few of his interviews that he's done. I watched the recent interview he did with you. And it's about going against, I think,
drug dealers.
Yeah, drug dealers.
Because in the comic, Dope Smack or Alex, his alter ego, his father was killed in a dope deal. So now he's out to revenge dope dealers and wipe them out because of what they did to his dad.
Yeah.
So.
And that's Dope Smack by Joe Mexican.
Yep, go get it. Look up Joe Mexican on all social platforms and look up Dope Smack, one word, Dope Smack.
Yep.
So
Joe doesn't just do music videos. He's a director, photography.
Speaking of that, have you seen Diamonds?
Yeah.
What did you think of Diamonds 1?
I like it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I learned on there that I didn't know, and...
yeah, a lot of history.
Oh, yeah, and if you haven't seen Diamonds, go check it out. Diamonds in the Dirt, Amazon Prime, Tubi, Roku Stick, and Apple TV Plus. And then go look up the Diamonds in the Dirt recap, hosted by cool DJ Super Mike, and that's on Tubi and Amazon Prime Video. So, you think we covered everything?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's it.
All right.
I can't think of nothing else. New music dropping soon. He's going to have the exclusive on a song that we're going to be dropping probably 3 weeks from now. I think would be a good date.
Yeah.
So he'll have the exclusive on that.
All right. Good being able to talk with you.
Absolutely, brother.
You can't see her, but hello.
Hi.
There we go. She made her cameo. Just one word. But all right, y'all. If you're watching on Kick, I'm signing off. If you aren't on Kick, look me up. DWall225, DWALL225, and Kick. Goodbye. And video.